Dawson's Rambles.
Hey YouTube, Dawson Ryder here with another quick video update on Power Rangers Future, and I got my camera back. I wanted to make this video because it was another talking point that's come up early this week, and it's a video I can make very quickly without very many edits while I catch up on stuff since my camera's back and now I can work on some stuff that requires more editing. But anyway, so, as you know, it's been kind of a big talked about week in regards to Power Rangers news, with the news of the departure of many people leaving the franchise, such as Simon Bennet, the writers Becca and Alwyn, us moving out of New Zealand, as well as many other departures seeming like the show's coming to an end, and lots of speculation about, the show and like why people left. And this video I'm going to talk about two specific things, like why Simon Bennet left and what some of his comments meant, and I mean, obviously I can't say for sure, but, based on common sense, and what this means for the future, and why people are freaking out, and why they shouldn't freak out as per usual. The end of the Power Rangers Part 47. Must be Tuesday. Anyway, so, first of all, there was comments or speculation that one of the reasons Simon left was because he's had some pretty bad fan interactions because of how toxic this fandom can be. All fandoms, to be honest. It just gets worse, really. I mean, I think shows are just best enjoyed by yourself. You've clarified that's not the reason. I'm sure that, he's probably going to be glad to not have to deal with that anymore, but he said that was not the reason at all. It was just basically the opportunity had come to an end. I'll try to screen grab it if I remember the response, but effectively it's like, it's just like with everyone else, their contract came to an end, and again, we don't know, we don't have an official breakdown of the events, but we can just infer, again, via common sense, the way everything went down, especially since we knew that Dino Fury was only supposed to be one season to start, and then it wound up being 2 seasons, and then Cosmic Fury. As mentioned in the previous video, it seems like they extended their contract for a 3rd year. They're like, look, we need something on the air, let's do another contract for everybody, let's make one more good season, and then basically their contracts just came to an end, and the project was over, which happens all the time in show business. Power Rangers is a long-running franchise, of which we've also had multiple different showrunners and teams, but there is a little bit more consistency in long running compared to some other ones, but that's not unusual in terms of TV, for whether it's a year or 2 years or 7 years, for the contract just to come to an end and, the characters to leave. Just like the Flash TV show just ended, I mean, it ended because their contracts came to an end, they decided to end it. They weren't fired or anything like that. I mean, the show probably would have been canceled anyway because the CW basically got nerfed. Like, the crisis that was coming they warned us about was the CW being killed. But regardless, you know what I mean. Basically, it seems like that production was coming to an end, and that's why it's leaving. And of course, people are now freaking out, thinking, because they said there's no further opportunities with the franchise. And again, that likely just means contract came to an end, they didn't offer anything else more at the moment, I mean, probably a combination for all the people that worked on it of they didn't offer them anything more at the moment, and maybe some of them just wanted to move on, period, even if there was an opportunity to apply for something. But regardless, again, people are freaking out, thinking this is the end. Still people that don't know about the reboot stuff still think that, like, oh, Power Rangers just canceled after Cosmic Fury. And as of this moment, things could change. Things are always in motion. Always in motion, the future is. They could decide to backpedal and do the main show again. They could decide to cancel the reboot and just go on ice for years. But as of this moment, again, what we have for news is it seems like the main show's winding down. And the next thing in the pipeline is the reboot that they're working on in the background. That is what is happening at this present moment in time. And it definitely seems like we're going to get, I mean, several of the leakers and scoopers and stuff like Jinsaku have said it's going to be a quiet year next year. But again, using common sense, I feel like I'm using that word a lot, but I feel like this fandom really needs to learn that word. Those words. Use common sense is like, even regardless if it was the main show or the reboot, there's like almost no way you could get a show on the air next year. Like, you would have to really fast track it. In addition to the writer's strike, like even when the writer's strike gets solved, it's like, basically it would be next to impossible, regardless of what version of the show you're doing. So it's going to be a quiet year next year. We'll still have the comics. They're doing that year-long event. There'll probably still be Lightning Collection and all kinds of merchandise and stuff, just like they keep, G.I. Joe and stuff afloat with merchandise as we have more of a quiet year. But regardless of what happens, it's a quiet year, but the next thing on the table is the reboot. That doesn't necessarily mean that the main version of the show is dead for all time. You never know. They could decide last minute, like I said, to bring it back. They could bring it alongside. They could bring it back in 10 years. But for now, like I mentioned in previous videos as well, it just makes sense that they wouldn't want to spend the money of having 2 full productions at once, because at this moment, like, there was a change in leadership. I still think they want to do something with Power Rangers and obviously want to have it make money, but I don't think they have enough faith, not faith, but I don't think they want to risk putting so much money into it, into having 2 full productions going on at the same time. I think they're going to want to at least try this reboot out. And, you never know. Netflix has technically canceled shows that were in the pipeline before the particle accelerator exploded. No, but before they even came out, but right now it just seems likely the reboot will still happen. People still think it's not happening because of the lack of news, and I'm sure that there's some stuff behind the scenes we don't know about, but also there's been quite a few roadblocks that we do know about, like the pandemic and the recent writer strike and the change in teams, and then like the hiatuses they had to take resulted in people like Entwistle getting more busy. So there is some probably mess behind the scenes, let's be honest, but it's not totally like people are acting like this is all Hasbro fully fumbling, and I would say it's maybe only like 30 to 40% them fumbling, and more like a bunch of circumstances causing roadblocks for them. I'm not trying to be an apologist, I'm saying people need to be a little bit realistic about it, that there's been some legitimately major things that have put up roadblocks that are just unavoidable, in addition to them probably being pretty cautious and taking their time making this reboot. But I think it's going to go forward. I think that was pretty key with their deal with Netflix, and they just announced it. And again, it's not unusual for them to cancel, or unheard of for them to cancel shows that haven't been made yet, but I just, at this moment, find it doubtful they won't at least try one season with Netflix, since they just made the big deal and everything, and they haven't even gotten a chance to do it yet. So yeah, I would stay hopeful and, like I said, open-minded about it for the future. It's going to be a quiet year, but then we'll see. At the very least, I expect to hear more about the reboot going into next year. Hopefully we'll hear something. I'm pretty sure we will. Since it'll be a quiet year, they'll need something in the pipeline to talk about other than just toys and stuff like that. But that's what it seems like right now. Again, the situation could change, but as of right now, based on the facts we know and common sense, it looks like Cosmic Fury is winding down the current production. We'll have a quiet year as the reboot sets up shop, but who knows after that. But as of this moment, anything could change. The franchise is not canceled, it's just changing form for now as they head into whatever they want to do next. But let me know what you think in the comments as always. But until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and climb the steps and ring that bell so you get notifications for my videos. Dawson Ryder, signing out.